We won't be doing that today.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow works.
Think about finally having everything you always wanted.
I can save today, but you can save the world.
Steve.
Diane. You know what you need to do.
Nothing good is born from lies. And greatness is not what you think. That's just a trash can.
It's just a trash can. Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my new Wonder Woman 1984 trailer preview breakdown. They just dropped a bunch of new images. We have our first look at what Cheetah actually looks like during the movie, so we'll break it all down. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We're also doing a movie ticket giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and post your favorite Wonder Woman theory in the comments. I'll name a new winner at the end of this, so we'll just break this down top 10 WTF style, starting with number 10, Maxwell Lord and Cheetah staring at this black rock object on his desk. This is the real MacGuffin of the movie. It explains everything about what's going on with Steve Trevor coming back to life, and how everything goes completely crazy in the movie. As the earlier trailer and previews implied, Cheetah in the movie, played by Kristen Wiig, starts out as Barbara Minerva, an archaeologist working at the museum. They give her a bit of an origin story during the movie, but she's just meant to be this awkward, normal, funny scientist when we meet her at the beginning of the film. Number 9, of course, Wonder Woman also works at the museum, so they're kind of keeping continuity with the first Wonder Woman film, Batman v Superman, and all the stuff that they set up previously. So this is still in keeping with the Justice League timeline, even though they've retconned some things about her backstory. We saw her working at the Louvre in the previous movies. In present day, Wonder Woman 1984 obviously takes place during the 80s, as the title implies, so apparently she just worked at the museum in Washington, D.C. during the 80s before going to work at the Louvre. The Black Rock passes through the museum, so that's where it sort of enters the plot, and that's how they encounter it, because they're both working at the museum. Number 8 WTF, Maxwell Lord is apparently not a telepath like most people probably know him from the more recent comic book stories. He's obviously the main villain of the film, but it was a big question about what his powers would be. Pedro Pascal and Patty Jenkins explained that what's going on with him at the beginning of the movie is that he's actually closer to the original version of comic book Maxwell Lord from Justice League International when he was first introduced in the comics. That version was more of a parody of your typical 80s yuppie businessman like Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. He starts the movie as a failing oil man and TV salesman with a company that's going bankrupt and he's losing investors. Part of the reason Patty Jenkins said she set the movie during the 80s specifically is because it was such a period of excess and greed. So you see all that through his character, through the film. He wants it all. Money, fame, respect. You kind of get that vibe from him and all the infomercials you see playing during the trailer. So number 7, the connection between Maxwell Lord and Cheetah, because you see them a lot during these preview pictures and the trailer footage, is that he learns about the special rock and thinks that it will give him power to make all of his wishes and desires a reality. But Cheetah, or Barbara Minerva, however you want to think about her, doesn't start out being a villain. She's just this normal person. She's meant to be sort of a tragic villain in the sense that she's a good person at the beginning of the movie who's corrupted by greed and Maxwell Lord. Remember, the whole theme of the movie is about what greed does to people. Turns you into a metaphorical monster, and obviously, because it's a comic book movie, eventually a literal monster. Number 6, what is this rock and why is it so special? Why is Maxwell Lord cradling it so much during the trailer footage? I don't think this is meant to be anything specific from a comic book story, but it functions kind of like the Dragon Balls. If you're a big Dragon Ball Z fan, I wouldn't say Super Dragon Balls. It's not that powerful, like you couldn't alter the universe with it. But imagine Maxwell Lord can use it to grant people's wishes, so that kind of explains what's going on with Maxwell Lord's rise to power and Steve Trevor during the movie. The movie kind of continues to world build in the DC universe with more magical artifacts that you see during the trailers. Like she's wearing her special golden winged battle armor from the comics. What makes the wings work? Well, it's kind of enchanted with god-level magic. I know there's a lot of you DC Magic fans that are hoping that they eventually make a Justice League Dark movie at some point with a bunch of magic characters. Wonder Woman and Shazam Black Adam movies are kind of the beginning of that, magic-based stories inside the DC universe. Number 5 WTF. So what's the deal with Steve Trevor? There have been so many theories about this, but based on the way they explain the MacGuffin, the special black rock, Patty Jenkins isn't lying or misleading people when she says this is really Steve Trevor, he's alive and well during the movie, it's not secretly someone else pretending to be Steve Trevor, and he's not some glorious fanny pack figment of her imagination. He's real, walking around and getting confused about trash in art. Nope, that's just trash. So based on what Chris Pine, Patty Jenkins, the other actors are saying, Steve Trevor's return is connected to Maxwell Lord and the special Black Rock Dragon Ball. If it were possible for Wonder Woman to be greedy, what would she want? Well, she wouldn't want to be sad about Steve Trevor anymore, she would want him back. Number 4, what is the real conflict of the movie? Well, based on the footage and what Pedro Pascal is saying about his villain arc, it's the whole idea that the Dragon Ball concept gets way out of control and it turns into this big potential global threat. It is part of their whole statement on what greed can do to destroy people when he has that line of dialogue in the trailer saying, now I take what I want in return. He's speaking literally, apparently, like it has something to do with the mechanics of how this black rock works. He takes something from people when he grants them their deepest, darkest desire. Number 3, Wonder Woman vs. Cheetah, obviously longtime rivals in the comics. Cheetah, probably one of her most infamous comic book villains. But in the movie, she's meant to be a tragic character, metaphorically turned into a monster by greed and Maxwell Lord's message, as implied by the trailer, literally then turned into a monster by the big final battle, because this is a comic book movie. She actually has to show up as Cheetah in the movie at some point, so logically that just plays into the themes of what's going on. This is actually a recent promo picture from some merchandising material, so I don't know if this is what she will actually look like when she becomes comic book Cheetah. The design of the picture looks like it's right out of the 1980s, but it might just be a partial form. They've been tweaking the movie for a long time now in editing and post-production, so I'm assuming that this will look a little bit different during the final version of the film. Number 2, the golden armor. So yeah, it looks super badass in the trailer. It's implied that she needs this because of what's going on during the big final battle to protect her from Cheetah's attacks when she gets her crazy comic book abilities. It looks like she's in the middle of some big fight here when she's wearing it in the trailer. The wings come off, so maybe Cheetah just starts ripping the armor to shreds when she gets her claws. I think part of the idea of a fight like this, though, is that even if Cheetah becomes more powerful than Wonder Woman, just in terms of power scaling, that Wonder Woman is still a much better fighter, much better tactician. An early prediction, that's probably how she'll wind up beating Cheetah, some clever twist. Like, yes, you could wish to be as strong as you want, but you're never going to be a smarter fighter than me. A lot of people forget just because Wonder Woman is so powerful that she's actually been training to fight for so long, fought in so many battles. She's a way better tactician and smarter fighter than pretty much everybody else. In the number 1 WTF, obviously, what about the Wonder Woman sequels, Wonder Woman 3? Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot have already said that they're going to make Wonder Woman 3, but they're not thinking about doing it as another period piece set during the past, so it implies that Wonder Woman 3 will take place at least somewhere near present day, providing a lot more opportunities for crossover with other big characters. Really good example, recently, right after Aquaman came out, Jason Momoa was talking about Aquaman 2. He's like, I would love to have Wonder Woman in Aquaman 2. But that movie isn't coming out till 2022, so if Wonder Woman does cross over into other movies in present day, we won't find out about for a while. Some of the future DC movies will continue to be connected to the original Justice League timeline. The one movie I think that's going to fix some of their minor continuity issues because of the way they're treating their new films is the Flashpoint movie, as everybody would expect. They did say it'd be a very different type of Flashpoint from comic book Flashpoint, but it's the same basic concept. The Flash totally derps the timeline and it changes a few things, and then they use that to sort of fix their DC timeline of movies. And even though it's still a long ways off, people like Zachary Levi, obviously playing the Shazam character, has said that the idea is that he would eventually join the Justice League in the next Justice League movie when that does wind up happening, but it's probably going to be several years. He was also one of the people who was like, I would love to have Wonder Woman in one of the Shazam sequels, so maybe cameo from Wonder Woman in Shazam 2 or Shazam 3. They're actually getting ready to shoot Shazam 2 and the Black Adam movie simultaneously this summer. Do you smell what the rock Black Adam is cooking? But everyone, post all your Wonder Woman theories in the comments below. What do you want them to do with her character next? Who do you want her to cross over with in present day? I will do a new Black Adam video sometime soon. They've been talking more and more about Justice Society in that movie, so it sounds like it's going to be really cool. But congratulations to the giveaway winner from my last DC video, Mystery Solved. Please email me on the About page of my channel on the desktop website so I can get your details. Everyone, click here for that new Joker deleted scene and alternate ending video, and click here for the Batman teaser trailer video. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay awesome. This is The Way.